Okay, so for today's fluency and comprehension kind of portion, we're going to read for 1 minute, and we'll see how many words we can get in that 1 minute, just like we did last session. And then after that, I'm going to ask you questions so that we can see how your comprehension is working, even when you're trying to read, as fast as you can without making too many errors, okay? So this passage is about cities, and you just start reading. Go ahead.
Everyday people use paper. We write on it and read from it. We use it in books, newspapers, magazines, and letters. It would seem that the uses for paper are nearly endless. Back in the 1950s, a young girl named Sadako Sasaki even used paper as a means of hope and inspiration. Sadako was 2 when she was exposed to deadly radiation from the atom bomb dropped on Hiroshima in World War II. At first she seemed fine, but as years progressed she became sick from the effects of the bomb. When she was in 6th grade, Sadako was diagnosed with leukemia. In the hope of helping in her recovery, she set about to make 1,000 paper cranes. Every day she folded paper into tiny cranes, believing that they would somehow help her recover. Unfortunately, after fighting against the diseases for 8 months, Sadako died on October 25, 1955. This, however, was not the end of her hope, as children across Japan decided to continue making paper cranes as a call for peace in a time of trouble.
Stop. All right. Now you tell me as much as you can about what you just read. Who were the people and what were they doing?
Well, at the beginning of the passage, it started talking about paper and what it's used for and why we need it and the importance of it. And then it went on to talk about a girl named Sadako Sasaki and how she used it to make paper cranes out of it. And when she was in 6th grade, she was diagnosed with leukemia. That's why she started making the paper cranes. Her goal was to make 1,000 paper cranes. And she did this in hopes that it would somehow help her recover. And then, unfortunately, she ended up dying. I think it was 8 months later. But it said that children continued to make paper cranes as a call for peace in a time of trouble.
I'm impressed that you were able to recall so many details because of, the length of the passage and everything. But you did a really nice job. I think you were able to sequence it a little bit better, because last time we had talked about flipping back to the beginning and then being able to recall the details from there. So I think you did a nice job of starting from the beginning, and you were able to remember more that way because you were going in order of how the passage went. Nice job.